I'm gonna start with you, Andrea. When a man is handsome, educated, have money, but still single, what could be the problem?
So to be honest, I feel like maybe they're not comfortable with their sexuality.
What? Yo, this is what I'm saying. You're a terrorist.
How? I think that is possible. I feel like I feel this way. I feel like a lot of times we don't give men the comfortability to come out of the closet if they're closeted. And
Let me
either
mute.
that no, I think it's either that or sometimes they might have they need sometimes I feel like men have like a they're very much against therapy and sometimes they need therapy and maybe they have some trauma that they're not dealing with so it's causing them to like have these rifts and creating connections with women once we realize they're crazy and we move away from them. So it has to be one or the other. That's honestly what I think.
Okay. So he's not comfortable in his sexuality. Go ahead, Sierra. I think you came off the mic. When a
You didn't
man,
even hear the second part.
huh?
So you ain't even hear the second part. You just heard he's not comfortable in his sexuality.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I'm sorry. Sierra, when a man is handsome, educated, have money, but still single, what could be the problem?
Oh, um, I'm not gonna go towards sexuality because I don't know preferably if it could be that he's attracted to a man. I'm gonna say maybe that he hasn't maybe defined what he's looking for in a woman. So maybe he's had bad experience with dating. So he's figured why not wait or why not take a break from the dating pool. So I meet men that are single and handsome and educated and have money. And one of the things that they would say is that maybe they haven't found the one per se, right? They haven't found the one yet. So they are just sporadically dating different women, for the time being and not willing to be committed yet just because of them having, right, all of that going on and not wanting to be taken advantage of.
Okay. Stacey O, I'm coming to you. When a man is handsome,
Yes.
educated, got all money, but still single, what's the problem?
I mean, of course, when you first hear that, you're like, oh man, maybe he's gay. And that's okay if he's gay and that whatever floats his boat. But I mean, then again, from my experiences and from people, men that I know, I believe that the timing, there's a lot plays into it, like timing, and then also being financially stable to like really know, like, okay, this is the one. So I think timing plays a big part, but you know better than I do. But from outside looking in, I'm just thinking about those aspects.
Hmm, okay. Real precious. Handsome, educated, have all the money, but he's still single. What's the issue?
Sometimes there is no issue. Sometimes he just don't want to settle down. I mean, a man is not going to do something that he doesn't want to do or is not ready to do. Handsome, educated, money. He the number one pick for everybody, right? Everybody want a handsome, educated, and he got a bag. Every woman wants that, right? So he knows that he is the top pick amongst many. And so he stays single and he plays the field and he does what he wants to do until he's ready to settle down. I think a lot of people, think that there has to be a problem. Now, I do agree with Andrea when she talked about trauma. I actually did a video earlier about vetting the person that's interested in you. And a lot of times when you don't deal with you, it's hard to really pick somebody that you want to be with. Everybody might look good, they might present well, but when you're actually joining two lives, you're I'm joining you're joining your mess with my mess and I'm joining my mess with your mess, right? So sometimes when that is not dealt with, that does become a hindrance and you do a lot of these touch and go relationships and not a committed relationship because you do know that you have issues. And so instead of dealing with those issues, you just may, play the field. But because you're handsome, educated, and have money, nobody's really going to think anything is wrong with that. It's a great cover up for men who haven't dealt with things. And then there are men, like I said, who just enjoy their freedom. They enjoy being able to leave and go whenever they please. They don't want to be held down. They don't want to, they may have relationships, but again, they're not committed relationships. That's my friend, that's my homegirl, that's my, that's just how they roll. And I don't necessarily always see a problem. The problem comes in when you make women believe that you're going to love them, or you make women believe that you're really into them and that's not really what you want. So if you handsome, educated, and you have money and that's what you want to do, just say that's what you want to do and find the people that's going to ride with you.
All right. I'm going to comb through some of these comments, just a couple of them. You say it's super picky due to past trauma, but will move forward when ready. He might be short, King. Emotionally unavailable, not interested in commitment. Maybe there's no problem and society is just obsessed with having to be in a relationship. Ego, unhealed trauma, emotional constipation. The problem is considering being single a problem. So these are just some of the comments that people were actually submitting. Unhealed childhood wounds. Some of you guys, such communication, infidelity, abusive. He wants a man. So I think y'all are hitting this spot on. Gentlemen, if you guys do want to entertain this conversation, maybe you might know, have a friend or buddy, maybe even one of you guys been in that situation, right? Some people on the panel may be in that situation. What are your thoughts about it?
All right, I'll go. One, there is I'm gonna look at both sides and not just one side, right? Some dudes can't find a woman, can't get a woman, right? And sorry, y'all, I'm just trying to figure this out. So they don't really have a choice. And sometimes I think what they're called incels, right? Guys who involuntary, like they're involuntarily celibate, or sometimes guys are involuntarily single, and it's not just celibate, they just can't find a woman. As far as women goes, I think women have the same problem in finding a mate as men have a problem in finding a mate. See, we all can find somebody to have sex with, because there's plenty hoes and there's plenty pookies out there. But when it comes to actually finding the right man and the right woman, I think we all somewhat have the same issue when it comes to finding the right person. And part of that issue is we, as the individual, male or female, didn't get the therapy or isn't going to the gym, isn't making the money that they need to make. And because they have a certain amount of laziness, they date another lazy person and they don't like that lazy person. So they don't want to be with that lazy person. But inherently, they're actually saying to themselves, they don't want to do the work that it takes to actually get the type of woman or get the type of man that they actually want, because that's really the biggest issue. Altogether, there's men that are after a certain woman that doesn't want him, and there's a woman that's after him that he doesn't want, and the woman is doing the same thing. She's after a dude that doesn't want her, and there's always some dude that's trying to get at her. And at some point, the man or the woman is going to be like, you know what, all right, whatever. And they're going to get with a person that they don't really want to be with. They want to be with this other person, but they didn't put in the work for themselves, whether it's therapy, physical, or money-wise, to get the person that they really want. And they end up getting a relationship with somebody they don't really want to be with, and they end up breaking up and end up single all over again. And I think that's a cycle that keeps happening. So it's a whole bunch of like 3-4 month long situationships. So to a certain degree, they think they in relationships all the time, but altogether they're not. They just finding different ways to keep them from working on themselves.